So you're gonna have to eco or force around this M4. So it could be an interesting round.
I'd probably place him on B. Maybe with one other backup, otherwise just stack A and go for the kills. Trying to do as much damage to the T economy as you can. Maybe pick up one gun here and there.
Yeah, I didn't actually realize until looking at the scoreboard now the extremity of the puffing carry. I just want to look.
Wow.
It's 10-1-1 for puffing, while the other players are
12.
and now 12-1-1 as he gets a 2k on the A site. It's insane, exceptional play.
That's mental.
But looks like it was an A stack for the CTs here as he was trying to take out Squidguard in connector. He ends up not being able to get the frag. And he ends up getting a, oh that was King, getting a beautiful flick onto Hex.
We're actually going to see Neggies hissing over towards CT. It's all going to be dependent on if they check it or not, and they are going to plant towards short, giving the T's the nice advantage, but they have actually heard him. They know where he is.
Yeah, but Neggies is going to just try and at least get this frag. King is very, very red, but in the end of time to the Molotov. But yeah, Neggies is most likely just going to have to save again, and now the T's, know where he is, so they can just set up to try and kill him off, and make him lose that weapon.
He's actually going to go up against Poffin here and Savage, and Savage is going to peek with a orb to get punished for it. But unfortunately, Poffin was just there waiting, not being greedy, not overextending, and just waiting. And yeah, it's a perfect maneuver from him.
And because of those, because of the 5 rounds that the T's have won, it looks like their economy is pretty good. Although on most players it's not great. Puffing has 9k in the bank, which will be really useful for the upcoming rounds if they start to lose.
Yeah, they can afford to lose 1 or 2, but I mean after that, lose their footing. And we are actually going to see Scrimmager pushing up short here.
Yeah, he does smoke himself off from after mid, so he can get a bit more of an advantageous position, but it might be to his detriment right here. He spots out Sophie and gets the frag, and Red Bun also gets the frag on King in mid, the bomb is dropped.
And 6 ES there, they have actually taken control over B site, but the bomb is lost on short. We do have Savager here at the top of mid, trying to help them regain the control of the bomb.
And now it's a 2-on-1 as Puffing's going to have to clutch against 2 players in the connector. He finds one, but I'm not sure if he knows where Hex is, as Hex has moved out into lower mid. He has to get that bomb control once again. Will you see this head of Hex? Oh, he faces away at the wrong time, and that's going to be it. Hex ends up getting the frag. Almost purely based on timing, but good round from the CTs.
Yeah, that was a really nice round from them. They managed to make the frags there, and I think the CT push from short there was really important from Scrimmager. Managed to take them down as well. And the bomb going down there was just an absolutely sore spot for the T's. Although they do manage to buy full up again with nearly all their nades in hand as well. It looks like they're setting up for a push.
Yeah, but because only 1 player survived that last round on the CT side, they are having to buy fences. But as Quantum G finds Sophie, but Puffing once again opens up A site, gets 2 frags, but is cancelled by Bread Bun, and now it's a 3-on-3. 3-on-2 as Scrimjar finds King.
That pre-fire there from 6 ES, exactly what the T's needed.
Yeah, and now it's 2-on-2. There's no players for the CT side are actually on A site, and this will be. It looks like they're playing for the retake. This will be a very difficult round for the CTs.
Neggies wake up. It's over on B, on A rather.
But Scrimjar's put himself into sandwich without him realizing he gets 1 frag and lights Savager just a little bit. So this is all up to Neggies. Savager's alone at Ninja, I believe. Yeah, and he's looking CT. I think he'll spot Neggies, and we'll have to see the god himself into play. Savager misses a shot. He's spraying him through the box. And he's able to get the frag once again.
That was
why he is a god.
Neggies god. Neggies love it. Oh, that was actually a jump headshot through the box as well. Of all shots to hit. And he doesn't pick up the oh, he does pick up the AWP. That's just another one in front of him as well, which I didn't notice. And he passes it straight over to Quantum. I think that's the right move right there. Just showing that he's capable of killing people with that. And they are actually going for a cheap buy here because they have just no economy. Yeah,
and it's also kind of the same on the T side and CT side, where they both don't really have much money to spend. As Rod was saying before, it's kind of like an Eastern European buy here for the T side as they work their way towards B. 1 player playing towards mid, I believe. That is Savager, but yeah, it looks like they're setting up for a B push.
And that push up mid from Bread Bun is a really good maneuver, and I think Acquire there might have told him to go do that. Oh. The T's just dropping down like flies here on B site as they tried to push it to take control. And I thought Poffin was actually going to do a little bit better than he had there, but all the CTs at the end of that standing up alive, although Neggies was down to 3 HP, and so there getting a little bit annoyed that Neggies just wouldn't die.
They do say gods are immortal, but you know, maybe not Neggies.
Actually, if you look at him, he has got the least amount of deaths. Yeah, and I mean he clutched 2 of the rounds.
Yeah.
And then,
well, some people would say that jumping headshot was luck, but really, when it comes to Neggies, there's no such thing as luck. As Hex gets taken down by King in A-main, and that looks like that could be very opportunistic for the T's, but they don't make any advantage of it as 2 players push back onto this A site for the T's. And Sophie ends up getting a frag and Savager as well, so this makes it a 2v5. Which really drastically changes it. Quantum is unable to get the frag on stairs, and it's just up to the man
God,
who's up
Neggies. And he's actually going to be getting killed by Sophie potentially, but no, he turns around and takes it down. She is not going to be happy with that. Neggies down to 8 HP.
and he isn't able to take out Puffing. That's depressing. Some say, yeah. And once again, it looks like the economies on both sides are pretty damaged from this. Now we have to see whether the CTs will force up, as Neggies does have quite a lot of money, but they're going to eco or semi-buy as they only have nades and smokes, as Neggies throws one directly up in the air, seemingly doing nothing. But
well, he was trying to hope it would just guide, you know, like those blue turtle shells from Mario Kart. I think that's what he was trying to do. Just didn't work out. And they're actually going to be stacking A site here, and the bomb is in Palace, but they're going to get taken out from behind by Connector.
Yeah. Great flank for them to be able to push into mid and make sure that there's no one there and just end up winning around quite easily. Although they did lose 2 players once again from a hard eco.
And so they're trying to get the bomb down in time for that little extra cash, which they, well, don't so much need right now, but from the scheme of things, they will need it later on.
Yeah.
They're actually currently looking at 3-7 towards Hugh.
Yeah, it's very similar to the cash game where they actually struck really hard on T side, but were relatively ineffective on CT side. Let's see if they can change that and fix that in this.
Quantum there looking away just at the wrong time.
Yep, and let's see if he goes towards that mid window, because he could get picked up by Puffing, who's pushed just through the smoke.
Oh.
Back. Oh, Puffing gets a frag on Swimcher, and he gets picked up by Quantum on mid, so it's good for the frag. Sophie ends up killing Hex, so it's now a 3-on-4, as there's no players on the A site other than Quantum in jungle. He's gonna have to back up for the retake, and it looks like they've taken the site, but King with the bomb is all the way in T spawn, so this will take a while for him to get there, back to the A site.
It's not going to be too hard, although we do see Bread Bun here pushing in, but he's going to get spotted by Savager, and Savager cleanly cutting off his head. And last left, Neggies, of all men, looks away at the wrong time once again. You know where he is.
And he ends up getting taken down by Sick. That was a very intense battle right there.
And I just like to say, Savager, that nade is not the one you were looking for. I should bounce it off. Wow, this match has been pretty decent. Go on.
Yeah, it's been a bit one-sided, I must say. Neggies isn't really able to show his true form in this kind of scenario, I think. But it looks like it's going to be an interesting match, especially if we see what happened on the first match on Cash. Yeah.
Yeah. Poffin here just showing his true colours. He's just absolutely brutalising the opposition.
Yep, he's proving that he is a very good player, and we'll have to see him if they make it into the final. See what he can do up against the best of the rest of this JGL-UK tournament, because it seems like he's just rolling over everyone right now, especially in this round. As it's 1v5 already, is Hex alone on the B site, and they're just hunting him down.
He does have that deagle, and it is Quan. Does manage to pick off anyone else. Savager taking him down for the AK, and the CTs are going to be going into the next round with the full buy, although potentially missing out on a few smokes and grenades.
Yeah, Quantum's not going to be able to buy any nades from mid at all, which could be a detriment if he plays there once again. But
oh, Neggies, he's gone for the magic stick right there.
Ah yes, he's going mid this round rather than Quantum, which is a bit different from the last few plays, but we'll have to see how that works.
Oh, Neggies, turn off that X-ray.
Yeah, and Quantum frags back in return and gets a kill on Savager, but ends up being dropped by Puffing. So it's now a 3-on-4 for the CTs as the bomb is going back towards T-spawn.
And Sophie, not being deterred by that smoke, keeps pushing out silently, and it works out perfectly for them. And we actually can see Negus here alone on A site, waiting to peek that corner. He's going to get the wrong time as King is watching him. Looks away.
Scrimjar's trying to push up on stairs. Will King be able to get him? And he gets the frag on Scrimjar, so it's now a 2-on-3. 2-on-2s, Hex frags them out in CT.
And they're both the T's are really low on HP, but luckily for them, there's almost no grenades left.
Puffing just unstoppable aggression. He was 17 HP from the start, and he still keeps pushing. It's as Days would say, insane.
21-6 and some assists in there as well. That's just crazy.
Yeah,
The CT is probably wondering what to do in this. What are they doing wrong? What do they need to change? Negi's there with the AWP. Did some fantastic work, but wasn't able to pick it up. And Sophie going facing up against Negi's there. This time, does the full amount of damage.
Yeah, and Scrimjar ends up picking up Sophie on the A ramp. Let's see what happens here. Puthing, is really far back, but slowly moving up to the A main. Will he be able to pick up Scrimjar? And he ends up getting the frag. And spotting Dreadbun.
And the timing was just perfect there for him.
Yeah. Savager ends up picking up Breadbun there, and A-Site is lost once again to the CTs, so contribution of it to try and make sure you can get us off for the next round. And he ends up taking down King, but the A-Site and the B-Site, in fact, is for the T side. So let's see if Quantum G and Hex will go for the B.
We do actually... Go on, sorry.
No, sorry.
I was going to say, and they actually have got 6 CS here coming up behind them, which they might not realise. They've taken control of A site. No, 6 CS coming in behind them. 1v1. No armour here on Quantum, but he has got his favourite preferred gun, the AWP.
And he also has the bomb in his control. That was a very good retake. Once again, Puffing, pushing through a smoke unsurprisingly, but it ended up not working for this time. But Quantum is able to win an eco on his own with 3 frags, and it's great play from him.
We are actually going to be going into the last round here, and they pause for a tactical pause to try and gather their thoughts, I think, try and work on what to do. Spend all their money.
Yeah, I think they should just eco every round. Just toss all the weapons over the fence, just try that way. It'd probably work. Because if they can win like that, surely they can win a few more times that way.
Yeah, and I think they need to take a leaf out of Puffin's book and go a little bit more aggressive on a few of them. And I mean, it's worked out previously. I mean, when they pushed up short, or mid, or just down mids, they managed to pick them up. I think it was, if I'm right saying, Scrimmager or either Breadbun pushed up and picked off one of the players trying to back off into T apartments.
Yeah, especially with the op was behind them, backing them up on mid, so mid control, like Cash, is very important on this map.
Yeah, I mean, within that, if you have someone on short being able to hear if they're rushing down through underpass, a gun, window with an AWP, backing you up, push down, and just have to remember, CS is a lot like real estate. You need to try and gain as much of it as possible to gain as much control and the highest advantage.
Yep. And this pause is still continuing. It might be a technical pause because they haven't. Yeah, it's technical. Never mind. It looks like the round is going to start now.
They're calling it a tactical pause. Not sure why or what they're doing. King was actually just gone off to relieve his bladder, as it were. And then the CT side are actually just either doing a tactical pause or seeing if they can fix something. That's what's going on. Who's paused at the moment? Hex is AFK. Still got his money. So it was a buy. I'm not sure what he's doing though.
Yeah, it's very. It's been interesting this game so far, although a bit one-sided, as I've probably said already. Nothing on the T side has just been able to destroy them overall. But let's see if he can have that same effect on the CT side, where the game is much more based around team play than individual skill. Because if they lose there, they've lost the match. Even with this lead, if they're unable to get any rounds on the CT side, of course they will lose. And the match is still paused. Huh? Alright.
Yeah, what do you think Team Anticlimatic needs to do to win this round and then go on to the T side, and how they need to play against Puffin, who's has proved he is probably the best player so far on this server. That 22-7 is just mental.
Yeah, personally I would say try and have Negi as an anchor on B and play 2 towards mid, possibly aggressive, and 2 towards A. That might be a bit of a better idea, as they don't seem to really be pushing B that often, and taking control quickly at the start of the round of those positions would ensure that they can think about that information that they've got. Like if there's no one mid, they can decide, okay, so they're probably not playing for the mid play, might come underpass, might be B, might be A. We can leave mid to one player, rotate back. They need to start thinking a bit more dynamically about where the T's could be, because it seems really static. They're just playing the same positions, not really doing anything with the information they're being given, and it's just ending up allowing Puffing to walk straight into a site and frag them.
And we're actually going to see the pause here coming undone, and we'll be going back into the game very shortly.
Yeah. And it looks like they're going to be heading towards B. So never mind, ignore whatever I just said, because this round they're going towards B rather than A, which is a bit peculiar.
And we have actually got Quantum going over to B this time, which is a bit of a mix-up. Nagy's hanging around on A with that warp. And boom, yep. Quantum
gets the frag. And Hex gets an extra frag on Sophie, but King has pushed through the mid and is in connector, but I don't think the CTs realize it yet. Redbun spots it and gets the frag on King, so they are doing something similar to what they were doing last round, except playing a bit more of an anchor on the A site, which is probably for the best.
Yeah, and the T's have actually lost their best player, Puffin, down to 60S and Savager, who could pull this back, but it is a 2v5, and they're playing up against two very deadly orbs. And Quantum here, holding up against Savager.
Savage is just about to walk into this op right here with the bomb, but Quantum faces away and gets fragged, 6 gets the refrag, but Negis does get the frag on 6, and he hits Savage through the wall, but can he get the full frag? No, he cannot. And it looks like Savage might be able to push onto the site, but Redbun gets the frag on Savage, and that's the first round over, 5-10.
Wow, that was a really good one there. And Negis with that kill, exactly what they needed, and then that clip on as well, taking down Savager down to 21 HP, or 6 ES rather.
Yeah.
Block training coming.
If you look at the chat, it's definitely not a family show, this.
Welcome to this UK CS.
Friendliest people.
Definitely
they don't
a lovely
swear
bunch.
Because they're rude, they swear because they're friendly.
And honest.
Yeah. But it looks like it's going to be a big play towards mid, as 3 players from the CTs are going B. But this is peculiar, but it's actually going to be a T play towards short. They're going to just overwhelm the site. Puffin gets 1. But will he be able to frag anymore? He gets 2.
He takes control of the bomb as well. Yeah,
so he's got great control. There's 1 kitchen, Breadbun, and 1 on site. This has gotten a very peculiar situation, as Quantum and Breadbun from Anticlimatic are actually going to have to push out of the site. But Puffing is really low now, 19 HP, and Breadbun is the last man alive as Quantum gets taken out by Puffing. And this looks like, yep, it's going to go to QS.
Wow. And they don't actually even manage to get the bomb down there. Puffin just stopping them in their tracks there in T apartments. And I mean, they had this 3 people over on B and then rotated perfectly as well. And we're actually going to see Savager here picking up the scout, seeing what damage he can do with this. And it's a really, really efficient weapon on this, especially as CMC is going over towards B. Oh wait, now he's on A stairs.
Yeah, it's very peculiar how they're playing this. It's 3A, 2B, no one mid. It's very, very different to how the others were playing it, where they're trying to make sure they have mid control. But this gives a lot of space for the T's to play. But they're not utilizing mid at all this round, as 4 are set up in front of A for the T side, with Negis at the front, ready to frag tremendously.
Yeah, and we are actually going to see Negis with that deagle and Sophie there, pushed up on top of the box, able to just wait there, and Sit can rotate over nicely, which he's going to need to do any second here, as the T's push into A, getting mown down by these SMGs and scouts.
Yep, Scrimcher had the flank, but that's the only reason Savager was there, to make sure that they couldn't get killed from Connector, and it's just Quantum alone, 1 HP, and he gets fragged by Puffing once again.
Of all shots, it was his jump shot as well.
Yeah. Exceptional play once again from these guys.
And guys, yeah, just to sort of mention quickly in chat, I know it's not completely professional, there is a raffle going on. And no, it is just a mix one. It's not a pre-made tournament. And we're going to see a full eco coming on here from the T side. They're really low on the cash.
And they're all pushing out mid once again. Are they going to go up short again? This would be very strange. I thought they were going to walk into the blender of Puffing's P90, but now he's going to call nothing B, no rotate. But they're all coming up short. But will they notice Sophie up in this point, in this position? No, they won't.
Death by Kitty of all things. He's going to be spraying down people with no forgiveness. Brad coming here, coming from behind with the Glock. They should pick up a kill as well.
They've also lost the bomb, as it's 2 players coming from short, King and Sophie. It's 2v2 now, as Breadbun's able to get frag with the scout. But This is a very strange position for King, as he does have control of the bomb, so he doesn't really need to peek. He can just wait for them to plant it, but he's pushing. Maybe he doesn't know. No, he knows the bomb's dropped, and now it's a 1v1. Bread Bun and King. King is lit, so one shot from that scout would take him down.
Even to the leg.
Yeah, it's a game of cat and mouse now. We have to see what happens. Red Bun's moving to short. They've literally switched positions.
This is hilarious.
Red Bun's looking. This is absurd. If King just moves around, it's really just a game of who spots the other first. And Bread Bun hasn't been able to spot King at that bench position, and this is intense. This is really tense. Bread Bun finds him, and he ends up killing King. Sorry, wrong way around. And that's one more round for QS.
Well, and now on 13, only 3 rounds to go for them to win this. Well, 2 rounds until the match point, but wow. And Sophie there, sitting there in that spot was perfect. I mean, if she hadn't been there, it might have been a different story here, but her death by Pro 90, as it were, or Kitty. Or coming here from Puffin, actually.
It's a full AK buy from the T's. They seem to get a bit desperate. They really don't want to get it to that match point, but if they lose this round, I think their economy won't be able to hand any more, and it will have to go to match point. But it's peculiar play, as there's one player just watching the flank on A, and all of the rest of the T's are waiting to push into that B site. And 6CS has found a really nice position to watch it. They're probably calling the rotate now. So he gets one frag on the bomb, and he fails, and he jumps down to get another, but the rotate is now happening as the bomb has been dropped. Puffing here with the op, will he get the frag? He misses, and Negi's Ladley is taken down. And now it's, sorry.
Oh, go on, I was saying the coordination on that was perfect, and we actually do have here Scrimmager towards short, but no, he gets taken down. Bread Bun being the last one alive with the 6 HP, and now get taken down by the AWP through the wall.
Yeah, Puffing, great play there once again, and now on a 30 frag, 30 bomb, with 9 deaths in this match. So once again, doing exceptional play from Puffing.
Yeah, proving he can even use the AWP, well, as well as the AK, which is just crazy, and pushing quite aggressively as well. Getting those shots, he's going to face up against Negi's here. And Negi's actually landing the scout shot twice, and Puffin going down. That is a deadly, deadly thing for the CTs.
I had no doubt Negi's would be able to get him there once he faced, but he's facing Sophie now, and he ends up getting the tag, but Sophie takes him down. And now it's a 4v4 once again. Sophie is tagged, and it looks like it's going to be a play towards B, because the bomb is now actually going underpass. My bad. Looks like a bit of a fake towards B, as Quantum gets a frag on King on the A site, and gets taken down by Savager in CT spawn.
And the T's here left in a bit of a conundrum, as it were. Half got control of A site, but they know that there's 2 people there waiting on CT. So they go for towards B, and there we go. Leave B open. Now it's for them to find that out. 1 CT left. 6 CS. What can he do?
Being flanked as well by Red Bun, and he isn't able to get the frag on him, and that will be the end of the round. And it's 6-14 now, as the T's do end up winning the round. I think that's the first round they won on this T side. Yes, it is. But the all these rounds have been quite close, so the economy for the CTs has been quite smashed. And
yeah, but the same can be said for the T side, and if they lose this one, then that really is going to be it. They're not going to be able to try and pull back into the overtime unless they have some form of miracle, which is possible. They have got Negi's on their team.
Yeah, of course. But the CTs are playing very aggressive towards mid and towards underpass, but they end up all of them dying without anyone from the T side dying. Puffing now takes down Red Bun. And Hex as well, he's a monster with that deagle, but he gets taken down by Quantum. It's the last player in jungle.
I'm sorry though, who hasn't picked Puffin up on a team yet? What was that? Those Quandies there, that was fantastic. I love you for it. That's crazy, and I mean, even though they didn't actually manage to win that round, they did a good enough damage to the T economy. The T's still half decent economy, but if they lose this one, it's not going to make too much of a difference.
And Negi's once again showing his wrath in chat, as per usual.
Well, that's what I say about us. We are quite truthful about how we feel. Which that's not, but you know. King here pushing in quite hard, getting taken down to very low HP. 6 HP.
He does get the frag though, however, but Scrimshaw gets a refrag on Puffing in mid. So this is now their best player down, and they might be able to make something out of this. Sophie in a ladder room, just hopefully being able to watch connector, but it looks like she's going to be smoked off right here.
And they have actually left B site here, and they're rotating back towards A. And CT is stacking A site as well. It's a bit of a weird play from both of them, but maybe it's been read and they're falling back.
Yeah. And it looks like it's going to be very close in this match. Like, it's a bit surprising to see them actually coming back like this, and it most likely will be that the CTs have to save after this round if they do lose it, but Negi's and Quantum are making their way towards B. Let's see if they're able to push into the site. Quantum gets taken down by Sick, and it's Negi's alone now. The man has to clutch 1v4. He has to destroy a pot for good luck.
He's going to get Sophie coming up behind him with the USB, but managed to take him down. But no, unfortunately, he looked away at the wrong time. All it would have taken was a single bullet, or even just throwing some air on him.
To get rid of King, it was inhuman reaction, but it just wasn't enough. And it looks like this might be the end. They can't buy up properly, Team Anticlimatic, and it could be a very sudden end of this game. As it looked like they were finally getting their grip on what's meant to be going on, but as they push out onto A main, Red Bun's taken down by King. He gets 2, he gets 3, he gets 4, and now there's last player's Palace. He gets 1 with the op. He gets a second, but King takes him down, and that's going to be the end of the game. 16-7 for Hugh Ass, and Anticlimactic get knocked out. And once again, Puffing carrying Hugh Ass, but overall great team play and great coordination.
Yeah, completely. And Puffin just proven what what kind of god he is. He's just doing fantastic. The shots he's landing, those quad digs, proving that you can just use any form of gun there across the match. That's brilliant. And Negi's, unfortunately, you got knocked out of this match. Better luck next time. Maybe come with some other gods, such as Wally. Right, and we will actually be going to a short break, but actually we will be drawing the next winners for the raffle. That should be 3 of them.